Hey guys, today I've got some maintenance going on the Honda, and one of the viewers, I think it was Diego, had asked if I had a video on changing the CVT transmission fluid, and that is one of the current maintenance items I have, so I'll be doing that today and figured I'd turn on the camera for that. So I've got almost 183,000 miles, and I've got maintenance items 1, 2, 3, and 7, which is rotate the tires is 1, 2 is replace the air cleaner and the dust and pollen filter, inspect the drive belt. 3 is replace the transmission fluid. That's what this video will be about. And 7 is replace the brake fluid. For changing the CVT fluid, it is recommended that the vehicle be up at operating temperature, and I just got home from work, so it's pretty close to that. It's cooled down a little bit, but I think close enough. The CVT fluid level is checked via a check bolt, so you want to make sure that the vehicle is level when you check it. So you will want it up on 4 jack stands or on a lift or something that keeps the body level so it doesn't affect the accuracy of the transmission fluid check. And then you do have to take this panel off. There's just some single turn fasteners that have a straight slot in them in the front of it. And then I think there's one a little bit further back here. Yep, right about here. Okay, and then in the back there's 2 Phillips head screws that have to come out. Definitely helps with these if you do coat them with a little bit of oil or WD-40 or something before you put them back in, so you can get them back out again. Otherwise the threads on the top are exposed, so they get pretty stuck in there. And then once you've got all the fasteners out, the whole little metal panel just slides back and comes out. And then the drain plug for the transmission's right up here. So I've got a drain pan underneath it, and I'm just going to pop that plug loose, hopefully. Okay. Hopefully it won't douse the camera with the transmission fluid. I'm just going to hold the pin up so it starts. And then this, the drain plug has a magnet on it to collect any fragments, so you're going to want to clean that off. And there's a washer that technically should be replaced. So not too much, a little bit of sludge on the magnet, but nothing too alarming, I guess. We'll put a new washer on there. Okay, and once it's all drained out, then you can stick the plug back in there. Don't forget the washer again. And the torque on that is 49 Newton meters. Now the transmission fluid filler is up here by the battery, and if you look down in there, you can see it's got that white flange on it, and there's a little right angle rod coming out of it that you can grab onto with some pliers and pull it out of there. Hopefully, it's kind of a pain to get to. Let me see if I can get it out of there. So that's what it looks like. And it's got a little note on it. It is HCF2 fluid. And there's that little hook that you can kind of grab onto to pull it out of there. And then you want to have some kind of a long neck funnel to get down in there. And then we'll be filling it with 3.9 quarts approximately of this HCF2. I've got a couple partial quarts, so I'm just going to try to get it close to the 3.9. Okay, that's 3. So now we need 0.9 more approximately. Okay, and then I'm going to put the plug back in there. Okay, then you want to hop in and start it up. And you want to just let it run in each gear for about 3 seconds, and just with your foot on the brake, obviously, run it through each of the gears and let it sit there for about 3 seconds. And low. Back to drive. Back to neutral. Reverse. And then back to park. Okay, and then we'll turn it off and go back underneath and check the level. Okay, so now right up in front here, there's the check bolt, and we're just gonna knock that loose, and then it should have a steady stream dripping out of there if it's filled enough. Okay, and I don't see a steady stream, so I think that means it needs a little bit more, so I'm going to go back up on top and just top it off a little bit. Added a little bit more than I should have, but I think it's all right. Okay, so there's just the steady drip. So I think that should be good. Just put the check bolt back in place here. Clean up the oil a bit here. Okay, and then the check bolt torque is 20 Newton meters. And that's all there is to it. Don't forget to put the filler plug back in place, but then you should be all set. I just wanted to make a few final comments. One is that you notice that the check bolt spout actually comes down at an angle. So if you get a little bit of spillage out when you remove the check bolt, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're at the full level. It could just be that a little bit of splash over collected in that spout. So you really want to look for that continuous dripping out of the spout that indicates that the transmission fluid is really up to the spout level. The other thing I wanted to note is that Honda actually has a warning that they've seen underfilled transmissions, and you should really keep the check bolt in while you're filling the transmission, but also while you're running it through the gears prior to checking the level. And I think the concern is that if you have the check bolt out when you're running it through the gears, then the transmission fluid level might be fluctuating a little bit, and you might see some transmission fluid coming out, but then ultimately the level might sink below the level of the spout here where it starts to come out, and you won't realize that it's underfilled because you saw some of the transmission fluid come out of the spout. So they recommend keeping the check bolt in while filling the transmission, and also while running it through the gears prior to checking the level via the check bolt.